Good morning, everyone. Please rise for the start of the session.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our 46th regular session. This 46th regular session is now called to order. May I request Honorable Matutino to lead the prayer to be followed by the singing of the national anthem and recitation of the Councilor's Creed.
Okay, let us pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Lord Jesus, we seek your help with our affairs today. Bless this regular session with your divine intelligence and help us to make the best of our own. We are diverse opinion here, yet we wish to mend our differences and reach the agreement of satisfactory to all Panabuans. Please share all little of our wisdom with us to help us to do right by all concerned. We ask that you bless us all abundantly, and we continue to seek your wisdom, guidance, courage, and strength. Be with us in our deliberation and help us to be wise in the decision we made for good of all who have placed in their trust and confidence in our leadership. All glory be with you, loving God, now and always, through Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Bayang magiliw, pelas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw. May dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng walhati't pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
I am a Philippine councilor, mandated by law to enact measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents in their pursuits for happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service above self as a guiding principle of my official acts, and as I tread the pathways of local legislation, may the Almighty guide my mind and heart that I shall be true to my constituents and to the Filipino people.
Once again, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our 46th regular session, dated November 16, 2020. At this point in time, I request our Secretary, Madam Norlene Vel, to please call the roll.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, a pleasant morning to each and everyone. For the roll call of attendance for this 46th regular session of the 8th City Council, dated November 16, 2020. Honorable John Reed G. Gavina, City Vice Mayor, Presiding Officer,
Present.
present. Honorable Jano Paulo P. Hinteles, present. Honorable Gregorio U. Duhali III, MPA MDMG,
Present.
present. Honorable Attorney Divona Itsumamil, present. Honorable Emeterio E. Blase, present. Honorable Flopon Royal A. Catalan, present. Honorable Attorney Wendell A. Minad is not yet around. Honorable Emmanuel G. Pamisaran, present. Honorable Dizon P. Namuag, MBA, present. Honorable Renante F. Bangoy, present. Honorable Wahid B. Ranain, present. Honorable Conrad Tudor A. Matutino, present. Honorable Dato Rodrigo A. Ambasan, he's on vacation leave. And Honorable Danica Laika M. Carisma, present. There are 12 in attendance, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Madam Secretary. This 46th regular session is now in order and in core. At this point in time, we request our floor leader, Honorable Duhali, to facilitate our proceedings. Go ahead. Good morning.
Thank you, and nice morning, pleasant morning to each and everyone. Honorable Presiding Officer, at this juncture, let me pass a resolution dispensing the reading of the journal minutes of the 45th regular session of the 8th City Council dated November 9, 2020. So move, Mr. President.
Trustee by Honorable Duhali, duly seconded by Honorable Blase. Any comments, amendments, objections? Hearing none, the motion dispensing the reading of the journal and minutes of the 45th regular session of the 8th City Council dated November 9, 2020 is hereby duly carried and approved.
All right, in relation, Honorable Presiding Officer, at this juncture, let me pass a resolution for the approval of the journal and minutes of the 45th regular session of the 8th City Council dated November 9, 2020. So move, Mr. President.
Again, to by Honorable Duhali, duly seconded by Honorable Arnain and Honorable Blase. Any comments, amendments, objections? Hearing none, the motion approving the journal and minutes of the 45th regular session of the 8th City Council dated November 9, 2020 is hereby duly carried and approved.
All right, Honorable Presiding Officer, for today's session, nobody manifested to avail the privilege hour, and for the question hour also, there is none. And at this juncture, can we do acknowledge the Secretary to the Sangguniang for the reading and referral of the proposed measure?
Okay, Madam Lordin is now recognized by the Chair. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you again, Mr. President and Mr. Floor Leader. For the reading and referral of proposed measures, we have 3 calendared items under petitions, requests, and other communications, with 1 inclusion. And we have no proposed ordinance and proposed resolution. Say that 1. Endorsement from Jose E. Relampago City Mayor dated November 6, 2020, endorsing to the honorable members of the Sangguniang Panglungsod the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council Resolution Number 10, Series of 2020, requesting the Sangguniang Panglungsod to confirm the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Plan for 2020 to 2025.
Item C.1 to be referred to the Committee on Peace, Public Safety, and Anti-Drug Abuse.
C.2 letter from Arvin B. Gutang, Professor, Davao del Norte State College, dated November 11, 2020, requesting the 8th City Council for the adoption and utilization of his book entitled Disaster Resiliency Intervention Program. Attached herewith is the e-copy of the said book.
Item C.2 to be referred to the Committee on Peace, Public Safety, and Anti-Drug Abuse.
C.3 letter from Jose E. Relampago City Mayor dated November 5, 2020, requesting for an authority to enter into and sign the Memorandum of Agreement between the City of Panabo and the Davao del Norte State College for the Employees Scholarship Program of the city.
Item C.3 to be referred to the Joint Committees on Education, Culture, and Scouting, and Laws, Justice, Human Rights, Fact-Finding, and Investigation.
C.4 letter from Jose E. Relampago City Mayor dated November 10, 2020, requesting the 8th City Council for legislative action on the 800 million pesos proposed loan with the Land Bank of the Philippines via drawdown from the Omnibus Term Loan Facility for the 1. Construction of Panabo City Market Complex, Phase 2, 2. Concreting of roads, and 3. The purchase of heavy equipment. So these are urgent. For item A, passage of an ordinance. A. Approving and ratifying the terms and conditions of the Omnibus Term Loan Facility in the amount of 800 million pesos. B. Authorizing the drawdown of the 800 million pesos from the OTLF to fund the construction of the Panabo City Market Complex, Phase 2, 2. Concreting of roads, and 3. Purchase of heavy equipment. C. Approving and ratifying the terms and conditions of the sub-projects. D. Authorizing the local chief executive to enter into loan agreements, execute, and deliver any and all promissory notes, deeds of assignments, and other pertinent loan documents. E. Authorizing the local chief executive in behalf of the City of Panabo to assign its internal revenue allotment or the IRA and other revenues of the city as security for the loan. F. Directing the city treasurer and the city accountant of the City of Panabo to enter the loans in the appropriate books of the City of Panabo. G. Authorizing the annual provisioning of budget for the repayment of the loan, interest, and other charges until full payment thereof. H. Authorizing the LBP to deduct for set-off and or deduct amounts from any deposits or funds of the City of Panabo with Land Bank and apply the same to the payment of the loan or any portion thereof, or interest and penalties thereof as may be deemed necessary by the bank. And I, directing the Sangguniang Panglungsod Secretary to provide a copy of the said ordinance to the Land Bank, Department of Budget and Management, and other ERA administering office. Item B, passage of Sangguniang Panglungsod Resolution. A. Authorizing and designating Land Bank representative to coordinate and follow up with the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas on the city's request for monetary board opinion on the proposed loan. B. Waiving the rights of the city to confidentiality of information under sections 2 and 3 of Republic Act Number 1405 as amended and other laws with respect to the secrecy of bank deposits, and authorizing Land Bank of the Philippines and Trustee Bank and all other banks or financial institution with which we have transaction to disclose to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas all information pertaining to the deposits, investments, loan, or other transactions, including the history or status of our dealings with said bank or financial institution, and for the BSP to make all inquiries as may be necessary regarding the same, and further authorizing the BSP to disclose and share any such information furnished or obtained from said banks or financial institution to the Department of Finance in relation to the performance of their function.
Honorable Presiding Officer, at this juncture, can we do acknowledge the presence of Honorable Wendell Inan?
Okay, I'd like the presence of Honorable Enad.
And
go
also,
ahead.
Honorable Presiding Officer, at this juncture, can we do acknowledge the Committee Chair on Finance and Appropriation, Honorable Wahid Ranay?
Okay, Honorable Enad is recognized by the Chair.
Thank you, Mr. President. I presume, Mr. President, that the item C.4 or the inclusion was not yet referred to a committee.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much, Mr. President. This representation, Mr. President, would like to appeal, considering that a vast of authority and legal considerations on the transactions, Mr. President. Therefore, I would like to appeal as Committee Chairman of the Finance and Appropriation to include the Committee on Laws as another committee to be joined with the Committee on Finance for this particular referral. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, we'll take the Chair. Item C.4 to be referred to the Committee on to the Joint Committee on Finance and Appropriations and Committee on Laws.
All right, Honorable Presiding Officer, at this juncture, we are now on the item number 10, of which we have these committee reports, 10 items also. At this juncture, let me pass a resolution dispensing the reading of these 10 committee reports. I so move, Mr. President.
Those two by Honorable Duhali, duly seconded by Honorable Blase, Honorable Matutino. Any comments, amendments, Objections? Hearing none, the motion dispensing the reading of the 10 committee reports is hereby duly carried and approved.
First to deliver his committee report, Honorable Presiding Officer. Committee report number 1, the Committee on Transportation and Energy. Can I do acknowledge Honorable Emiterio Blase?
Okay, Honorable Blasa is now recognized for the chair. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President, and to our Majority Floor Leader. A resolution be passed adopting Committee Report Number 1, Series 2020 Committee on Transportation and Energy regarding the proposed City Ordinance Number 53, Series 2019, amending Sections 1 and 2 of the City Ordinance Number 39-18, regulating vehicular traffic as of on specified streets in the city of Panabo. I so move, Mr. President.
To sue by Honorable Blasa, duly seconded by Honorable Duhali.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Nobody seems interested, therefore debate and interpellation is now closed. Open the period of amendments.
Period of debate and interpellation is now closed. We're now on the period of amendments.
Period of amendments now closed.
Period of amendments now closed. Any objections from the floor? Hearing none, the motion adopting Committee Report Number 1, Series 2020, Committee on Transportation and Energy, regarding proposed City Ordinance Number 53, Series 2019, amending Section 1 and 2 of City Ordinance Number 39-18, regulating vehicular traffic on specified streets in the city of Panabo, is hereby duly carried and approved.
Further, Honorable Presiding Officer, for the Committee Report Number 73, Series of 2020, this is a joint committee on Transportation, Energy, and Laws, Justice and Human Rights, Fact-Finding and Investigation. At this juncture, kindly do acknowledge the lead committee chair, Honorable Emiterio Blase.
Again, Honorable Blasa is now recognized by the chair.
Again, thank you, Mr. President, and to our Majority Floor Leader. In behalf of the Committee on Laws, headed by Honorable Humamil, let me pass a resolution adopting Committee Report Number 73, Series 2020, Joint Committees on Transportation and Energy, and Laws, Justice, and Human Rights, Fact-Finding and Investigation, regarding letter complaint from Ronil C. Gernal, owner, proprietor of Panabo Gas Center, dated August 27, 2020, requesting the Honorable John Reggie Gabina, City Vice Mayor, through yours truly, Committee on Chairperson on Transportation and Energy, for immediate action of the illegal backyard refilling and trading of LPG in the city. I so move, Mr. President.
To sue by Honorable Blase, duly seconded by Honorable Duhali and Honorable Matutino.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Honorable Presiding Officer, I suppose that the co-chair would like to ask some clarificatory question regarding this item. Can you do acknowledge Honorable Dibona Humamil?
Okay, go ahead, Honorable Hamamil.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer, and to our Majority Floor Leader. I would like to address this question to our lead committee chair and the Committee on Transportation. May I request the Secretary to please open the committee report, please? I mean the IT. I've noticed in this committee report, this is a letter coming from Mr. Ronel Hernal for immediate action on the illegal backfilling and trading of LPG in the city. Now, may I ask the proponent if was there a specific provision of the law that was violated by this illegal backyard refilling and trading of LPG?
Okay, good, Honorable Blase.
Thank you, Mr. President, and to our Committee on Laws, Chairman.
Honorable Presiding Officer, at this juncture, can we do acknowledge once again the Honorable Dibona Humamil?
Okay, good. Honorable Hamamil.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and to our presiding officer. Upon perusal of the committee reports, this representation found that there is a difference between the finding and the recommendation, Mr. Chair. So I'd like to suggest to the proponent to amend this so as to inline the findings and the recommendation, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Mamil. You are amenable, Honorable Blaser, for the amendment?
Yes, Honorable President.
Okay, thank you. You got Honorable Duali?
All right, Honorable Presiding Officer, seems there is nobody wants to debate this portion. Kindly do, at this juncture, close the period of debate and interpellation and open the period of amendment.
Period of debate and interpellation is now closed. We're now on the period of amendments.
Honorable Presiding Officer, the honorable proponent.
Okay, good. Honorable Blaser for the amendment. Question
Thank you.
by Honorable Mamil.
Thank you, Mr. President, and to our Majority Floor Leader. As per request suggested by Honorable Humamil, for the findings, would like to pass a corollary motion,
Amendment portion.
amendment portion, to request the Chief Executive to strengthen the implementation of the rules and regulations as provided under Republic Act 9514, entitled An Act Establishing a Comprehensive Fire Code of the Philippines, repealing Presidential Decree number 1185, and for other purposes. That's all, Mr. President.
So move.
I so move, Mr. President.
To sue by Honorable Blaser, duly seconded by Honorable Duhali, Honorable Catalan, Honorable Mamil, Honorable Misara, Honorable Enat, and Honorable Namuwag. Any comments, amendments, objections? Hearing none. The motion amending the recommendation to request the Chief Executive to strengthen the implementation of the rules and regulations as provided under Republic Act 9514, entitled An Act Establishing a Comprehensive Fire Code of the Philippines, repealing Presidential Decree number 1185, and for other purposes, is hereby duly carried and approved.
Period of amendment is now closed.
Period of amendment is now closed. Any objections from the floor? Hearing none, the motion adopting Committee Report number 73, Series 2020, Joint Committees on Transportation and Energy, and Laws, Justice, and Human Rights, Fact-Finding and Investigation is hereby duly carried and approved with amendments.
To address the letter coming from Ms. Aurora Lauron for his Committee Report number 15, a Committee on Housing, Zoning, and Urban Development. This juncture, Honorable Presiding Officer, kindly do acknowledge the gray paper here, Honorable Wahid Runain.
Okay, Honorable Renain is now recognized by the Chair.
Thank you again, Mr. President and Mr. Floor Leader. I move to pass a resolution adopting Committee Report number 15, Series of 2020, Committee on Housing, Zoning, and Urban Development regarding SP Referral number 106, Series of 2019. Letter from Environmental Planner Aurora M. Lauron, President of Panabo Homeowners Association Incorporated, or PANHOSA, requesting the 7th City Council for a resolution endorsing the members of the said association as community association beneficiaries entitled to the National Housing Mortgage Finance Corporation loan amounting to 3,441,778 pesos for payment of the 124,740 square meters land occupied by the association. I so move, Mr. President.
To sue by Honorable Renain, duly seconded by Honorable Bangoy, Honorable Duhali, Honorable Carisma, Honorable Matutino, and Honorable Henteles.
Period of debate and interpretation is now open.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Nobody again seems interested, therefore debate and interpellation is now closed. Open the period of amendments.
Period of debate and interpellation is now closed. We're now on the period of amendments.
Period of amendments is now closed.
Period of amendments now closed. Any objections from the floor? Hearing none, the motion adopting Committee Report number 15, Series 2020, Committee on Housing, Zoning, and Urban Development regarding SP Referral number 106, Series 2019, letter from Aurora M. Lauron, President of Panabo Homeowners Association, or PANHOSA, requesting the 7th City Council for a resolution endorsing the members of the said association as committee association beneficiaries entitled to the National Housing Mortgage Financing Corporation loan amounting to 3,441,778 pesos for payment of the 124,740 square meter land occupied by the association is hereby duly carried and approved.
All right, Honorable Presiding Officer, at this juncture for his omnibus resolution. Okay, at this juncture, can you once again do acknowledge the distinguished gentleman from Barangay Visayas, Honorable Wahid Ranain?
Okay, Honorable Ranain is now recognized by the Chair.
Thank you again, Mr. President and Mr. Floor Leader. I move to pass an omnibus resolution adopting Committee Report Number 185, Series of 2020, Committee on Finance and Appropriation regarding Appropriation Ordinance Number 1, Series of 2019, embodying the calendar year 2020 annual budget of Barangay Salvacion, Panabo City, amounting to 9,446,209 pesos, and Report Number 186, Series of 2020, the same committee, regarding Appropriation Ordinance Number 1, Series of 2019, embodying the calendar year 2020 annual budget of Barangay Tagpure, amounting to 2,960,000 pesos. I so move, Mr. President.
To sue by Honorable Ranain, duly seconded by Honorable Amisara, Honorable Duhali, Honorable Carisma, Honorable Matutino, and Honorable Blase.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Nobody once again seems interested, therefore debate and interpellation is now closed. Open the period of amendments.
Period of debate and interpellation is now closed. We're now on the period of amendments.
Period of amendments now closed.
Period of amendments now closed. Any objections from the floor? Hearing none, the motion adopting Committee Report Number 185, Series 2020, and Committee Report Number 186, Series 2020 is hereby duly carried and approved.
All right, once again, Honorable Presiding Officer, at this juncture, kindly do again acknowledge the distinguished gentleman from Barangay Visayas, Honorable Wahid Ranain.
Okay, again, Honorable Ranain is now recognized by the Chair.
Thank you so much. I move to pass a resolution adopting Committee Report Number 187, Series of 2020, Committee on Finance and Appropriation regarding Appropriation Ordinance Number 1, Series of 2020, embodying the calendar year 2020 Supplemental Budget Number 1 of Barangay Katipunan, Panabo City, amounting to 165,212 pesos and 35 centavos. I so move, Mr. President.
To sue by Honorable Ranain, duly seconded by Honorable Mamisaran, Honorable Duhali, Honorable Henteles, Honorable Namuwag, and Honorable Blase.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Nobody again seems interested, therefore debate and interpellation is now closed. Open the period of amendments.
Period of debate or interpellation is now closed. We're now on the period of amendments.
Period of amendments now closed.
Period of amendments now closed. Any objections from the floor? Hearing none, the motion adopting Committee Report Number 187, Series 2020, Committee on Finance and Appropriations regarding Appropriation Ordinance Number 1, Series of 2020, embodying the calendar year 2020, Supplemental Budget Number 1 of Barangay Katipunan, Panabo City, amounting to 165,212 pesos and 35 centavos is hereby duly carried and approved.
All right, Honorable Presiding Officer, at this time, for the fourth time, once again, in his omnibus committee reports, can he do once again acknowledge Honorable Wahid Ranain?
Okay, Honorable Ranain is now recognized by the Chair.
Thank you so much, Mr. President and Mr. Floor Leader. I move to pass an omnibus resolution adopting Committee Report Number 188, Series of 2020, Committee on Finance and Appropriation regarding request for augmentation of appropriation in the amount of 10,000 pesos of the City Engineering Office under the Maintenance and Other Operating Expenses. And Report Number 189, Series of 2020, the same committee, regarding request for augmentation of appropriation in the amount of 150,000 pesos of the City Planning Development Office under the Maintenance and Other Operating Expenses. And Report Number 190, Series of 2020, regarding request for augmentation of appropriation in the amount of 35,000 pesos under the Cooperatives Development section of the City Mayor's Office under the Maintenance and Other Operating Expenses. I so move, Mr. President.
To sue by Honorable Ranain, duly seconded by Honorable Amisaran, Honorable Duhali, and Honorable Blase.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Period of debate or interpellation is now open.
Nobody again interested, therefore debate and interpellation is now closed. Open the period of amendments.
Period of debate or interpellation is now closed. We're now on the period of amendments.
Period of amendments now closed.
Period of amendments now closed. Any objections from the floor? Hearing none, the motion adopting Committee Report number 188, Series 2020, Committee on Finance and Appropriations, request for augmentation of appropriation in the amount of 10,000 pesos of the City Engineering Office under the maintenance and other operating expenses is hereby duly carried and approved.
To conclude the committee reports, Honorable Presiding Officer, at this juncture, kindly do acknowledge the distinguished gentleman from Barangay San Francisco, Honorable Jano Paulo Hintiles.
Okay, good. Honorable Angeles.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Majority Floor Leader. Good morning to each and everyone. Mr. President, this representation in behalf of the proponent, Honorable Dizon Namua, would like to pass a resolution adopting Committee Report number 7, Series of 2020, Committee on Ways and Means and Government Enterprises regarding the proposed City Ordinance number 17, Series of 2020, amending sections 260A, B, and 261 of City Ordinance number 04-09 or the Revised Revenue Code of 2009 of Panabo City. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Was moved by Honorable Angeles, duly seconded by Honorable Blase. Honorable Duali.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Nobody seems interested, therefore debate and interpellation is now closed. Open the period of amendments.
Period of debate and interpellation is now closed. We're now on the period of amendments.
Period of amendments is now closed.
Period of amendments now closed. Any objections from the floor? Hearing none, the motion adopting Committee Report number 7, Series 2020, Committee on Ways and Means and Government Enterprises regarding proposed City Ordinance number 17, Series 2020, amending sections 260A, B, and 261 of City Ordinance number 4-09 or the Revised Revenue Code of 2009 of Panabo City is hereby duly carried and approved.
All right, we are now in the adoption of the agenda. For the calendar business, we have none. For the unfinished business, we have 10 items for the new business and none for the unassigned business. Now, therefore, let me pass a resolution for the adoption of this calendar business of the day. I so move, Mr. President.
It was moved by Honorable Duhali, duly seconded by Honorable Blase. Any comments, amendments, objections? Hearing none, the motion adopting the agenda of the 46th regular session of the 8th City Council is hereby duly carried and approved.
Once again, Honorable Presiding Officer, at this juncture, first to deliver his committee proposed resolution number 300. Kindly do acknowledge the distinguished gentleman from Barangay Tibungol, Honorable Demeterio Blase.
Okay, Honorable Blase is now recognized by the Chair.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yan tawar Majority Floor Leader. A resolution be passed sa number 300, Series 2020, archiving the proposed City Ordinance number 53, Series 2019, amending sections 1 and 2 of the City Ordinance number 39-18, regulating vehicular traffic on specified streets in the city of Panabo. I so move, Mr. President.
It was moved by Honorable Blase, duly seconded by Honorable Duhali and Honorable Henteles.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Nobody seems interested, therefore debate and interpellation is now closed. Open the period of amendments.
Period of debate and interpellation is now closed. We're now on the period of amendments.
Period of amendments now closed.
Period of amendments is now closed. Those who are in favor of the said proposed resolution number 300, Series 2020, can you please raise your hand? Madam Secretary, can you please count?
Thank you, Mr. President. Supporting the motion, we have Honorable Duhali, Honorable Hintiles, Honorable Namuag, Honorable Blase, the proponent, Honorable Matutino, Honorable Carisma, Honorable Catalan, Honorable Attorney Enad, Honorable Attorney Humamil, Honorable Ranain, Honorable Bangoy, and Honorable Pamisaran. All voted favorably, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Madam Secretary. The proposed resolution number 300, Series 2020, archiving the proposed City Ordinance number 53, Series 2019, amending sections 1 and 2 of City Ordinance number 39-18, regulating the vehicular traffic and specified streets in the City of Panabo is hereby duly carried and approved.
All right, once again, Honorable Presiding Officer, can you do acknowledge the distinguished gentleman from Barangay Tibungol, Honorable Imiterio Blase?
Okay, Honorable Blasa is now recognized by the Chair.
Again, thank you, Mr. President. A resolution be passed requesting the Chief Executive to strengthen the implementation of the rules and regulations as provided under Republic Act 9514 entitled an act establishing a comprehensive fire code of the Philippines, repealing Presidential Decree number 1185, and for other purposes. I so move, Mr. President.
To sue by Honorable Blase, duly seconded by Honorable Duhali, Honorable Matutino, and Honorable Pamisaran.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Nobody seems interested about debate and interpellation is now closed. Open the period of amendments.
Period of debate and interpellation is now closed. We're now on the period of amendments.
Period of amendments is now closed.
Period of amendments now closed. Those who are in favor of the said resolution, can you please raise your hand? Madam Secretary, can you please count?
Thank you again, Mr. President. Favoring the motion, we have Honorable Duhali, the proponent, Honorable Blase. Your hands, please. Honorable Hintiles, Honorable Namuag, Honorable Matutino, Honorable Carisma, Honorable Catalan, Honorable Attorney Enad, Honorable Attorney Humamil, Honorable Bangoy, Honorable Ranain, and Honorable Pamisaran. Again, all voted favorably, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Madam Secretary. The motion requesting the Chief Executive to strengthen the implementation of the rules and regulations as provided under Republic Act 9514 entitled An Act Establishing a Comprehensive Fire Code of the Philippines, repealing Presidential Decree number 1185 and for other purposes is hereby duly carried and approved.
All right, Honorable Presiding Officer, to address once again of the letter coming from Ms. Aurora Lauron for his proposed resolution number 2, series of 2020. Kindly do acknowledge the Richard Gere of HT Council, Honorable Wahid Lalain.
Go ahead, Honorable Honorable Ranain.
Thank you so much, Mr. President and Mr. Floor Leader. Ganahan kay ko. I move to pass a resolution denying the request of Environmental Planner Aurora M. Laron, President of Panabo Homeowners Association Incorporated or PANHOSA, for a resolution endorsing the members of the said association as community association beneficiaries entitled to the National Housing Mortgage Finance Corporation loan amounting to 3,441,778 pesos for payment of the 124,740 square meters land occupied by the association. I so move, Mr. President.
To sue by Honorable Ranain, duly seconded by Honorable Pamisaran, Honorable Duhali, and Honorable Blase.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Nobody wants to avail, therefore debate and interpellation is now closed. Open the period of amendments.
Period of debate and interpellation is now closed. We're now on the period of amendments.
Period of amendments is now closed.
Period of amendments now closed. Those who are in favor of the said proposed resolution number 302 series 2020, can you please raise your hand? Madam Secretary, can you please count?
Thank you again, Mr. President. Favoring the motion, we have Honorable Blase, Honorable Duhali, Honorable Namuag, Honorable Matutino, Honorable Carisma, Honorable Catalan, Honorable Bangoy, Honorable Pamisaran, Honorable Attorney Enad, Honorable Attorney Humamil, the proponent, Honorable Ranain. How about Honorable Hintiles in favor? So all voted favorably, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Madam Secretary. The proposed resolution number 302, Series 2020, denying the request of Aurora M. Loron, President of Panabo Homeowners Association, or PANHOSA, for a resolution endorsing the members of the said association as a community association beneficiaries entitled to the National Housing Mortgage Financing Corporation loan amounting to 3,441,778 pesos for repayment of the 124,740 square meter land occupied by the association is hereby duly carried and approved.
All right, Honorable Presiding Officer, with his omnibus resolution, once again, kindly do acknowledge the distinguished gentleman from Barangay New Visayas, Honorable Wahid Ranain.
Okay, Honorable Ranain is now recognized by the Chair.
Thank you again, Mr. President and Mr. Floor Leader. I move to pass an omnibus resolution declaring the appropriation ordinance number 1, series of 2019, embodying the calendar year 2020 annual budget of Barangay Salvacion, Panabo City, amounting to 9,446,209 pesos, and declaring the appropriation ordinance number 1, series of 2019, embodying the calendar year 2020 annual budget of Barangay Tagpuri, Panabo City, amounting to 2,960,000 pesos, operative in its entirety. I so move, Mr. President.
To sue by Honorable Ranain, duly seconded by Honorable Pamisaran, Honorable Carisma, Honorable Matutino, Honorable Hendeles, and Honorable Blase.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Nobody wants to avail, therefore debate and interpellation is now closed. Open the period of amendments.
Period of debate and interpellation is now closed. We're now on the period of amendments.
Period of amendment is now closed.
Period of amendments now closed. Those who are in favor of the said proposed resolution number 303 and 304, all series 2020, can you please raise your hand? Madam Secretary, can you please count?
Thank you again, Mr. President. Voting in favor to the motion, we have Honorable Duhali, Honorable Blase, Honorable Hinteles, Honorable Namuag, Honorable Matutino, Honorable Carisma, Honorable Catalan, Honorable Bangoy, Honorable Pamisaran, Honorable Attorney Enad, Honorable Attorney Humamil, and of course the proponent, Honorable Ranain. Again, all voted favorably, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Madam Secretary. The proposed resolution number 303 and 304, all series 2020, is hereby duly carried and approved.
For the concurrence of supplemental budget number 1 of Barangay Katipunan, at this juncture, Honorable Presiding Officer, once again for the end time, kindly do acknowledge Honorable Wahid Ranain.
Okay, again, Honorable Ranain is now recognized by the Chair.
Thank you again. I move to pass a resolution declaring the appropriation ordinance number 1, series of 2020, embodying the calendar year 2020, supplemental budget number 1 of Barangay Katipunan, Panabo City, amounting to 165,212 pesos and 35 centavos, operative in its entirety. I so move, Mr. President.
To sue by Honorable Ranain, duly seconded by Honorable Pamisaran, Honorable Duhali, Honorable Matutino, Honorable Henteles, and Honorable Blase.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Nobody again seems interested, therefore debate and interpellation is now closed. Open the period of amendments.
Period of debate and interpellation is now closed. We're now on the period of amendments.
Period of amendment is now closed.
Period of amendments now closed. Those who are in favor of the said proposed resolution number 305, series 2020, can you please raise your hand? Madam Secretary, can you please count?
Thank you, Mr. President. Supporting the motion, we have Honorable Duhali, Honorable Hintiles, Honorable Namuag, Honorable Blase, Honorable Matutino, Honorable Carisma, Honorable Catalan, Honorable Bangoy, Honorable Attorney Enad, Honorable Attorney Humamil, Honorable Pamisaran, and of course the proponent, Honorable Ranain. Again, all voted affirmatively, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Madam Secretary. The proposed resolution number 305, series 2020, declaring the appropriation ordinance number 1, series of 2020, embodying the calendar year 2020, supplemental budget number 1 of Barangay Katipunan, Panabo City, amounting to 165,212 pesos and 35 centavos, operative in its entirety, is hereby duly carried and approved.
All right, Honorable Presiding Officer, for this 46th regular session, for his omnibus proposed resolution, can you do once again acknowledge Honorable Wahid Anain?
Okay, Honorable Anain is now recognized by the Chair.
Thank you so much, Mr. President and Mr. Floor Leader. I move to pass an omnibus augmentation ordinance. Start with proposed number 89, series of 2020, entitled Authorizing the City Mayor Jose A. Relampagos to augment funds in the amount of 10,000 pesos under the City Engineering Office, and proposed augmentation number 90, authorizing the City Mayor Jose Relampagos to augment funds in the amount of 150,000 pesos under the City Planning and Development Office, and proposed augmentation ordinance number 91, authorizing the City Mayor Jose Relampagos to augment funds in the amount of 35,000 pesos under the Cooperatives Development section of the City Mayor's Office. I so move, Mr. President.
It was moved by Honorable Anain, duly seconded by Honorable Duhali, Honorable Pamisara, Honorable Bangoy, and Honorable Blase.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Period of debate or interpellation is now open.
Nobody seems again interested, therefore debate and interpellation is now closed. Open the period of amendments.
Period of debate and interpellation is now closed. We're now on the period of amendments.
Period of amendments is now closed.
Period of amendments now closed. Those who are in favor of the said proposed augmentation ordinance number 89, 90, and 91, all series 2020, can you please raise your hand? Madam Secretary, can you please count?
Thank you again, Mr. President. Voting in favor to the motion, we have Honorable Duhali, Honorable Hintiles, Honorable Blase, Honorable Namuag, Honorable Matutino, Honorable Carisma, Honorable Catalan, Honorable Bangoy, Honorable Attorney Enad, Honorable Attorney Humamil, Honorable Pamisaran, and the proponent, Honorable Ranain. Again, all voted favorably to the augmentation ordinance, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Madam Secretary. The proposed augmentation ordinance number 89, 90, and 91, all series 2020, is hereby duly carried and approved.
All right, Honorable Presiding Officer, for the second reading, on behalf of the author of this proposed amendment of such an ordinance, kindly do acknowledge Honorable Gianna Paulo Hintiles.
Okay, Honorable Hintiles is now recognized by the Chair.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Floor Leader. Again, good morning to each and everyone. Mr. President, on behalf of the proponent, Honorable Dizon Namuag, I would like to pass for second reading the proposed City Ordinance number 17, series of 2020, amending sections 260A, B, and 261 of City Ordinance number 4-09, or the revised Revenue Code of 2009 of Panabo City. I so move, Mr. President.
Was moved by Honorable Hintiles, duly seconded by Honorable Blase, Honorable Matino, and Honorable Duhali.
Period of debate and interpellation is now open.
Period of debate or interpellation is now open.
At this juncture, Honorable Presiding Officer, kindly do acknowledge Honorable, the young, smart, and good-looking Honorable Plopon Royal Catalan.
Okay, good. Honorable Catalan.
Same as you, Mr. Majority Floor Leader. Good morning to each and everyone. Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning to everyone. Mr. President, I truly understand the noble intention of this ordinance. However, Mr. President, this representation would like to be enlightened as to the provisions of Section 4, paragraph Section 4B and Section 5B. 5B, please, to the IT. There is this provision which states that Section 4B and 5B, katong 3 months.
After 30 days.
Sorry, Kuya. Yeah. Letter B, after 30 days from the, time of birth, but not more than 3 months. And that was also reiterated in Section 5. 5, I think, that at the time of death. May I know, Mr. President, what is the purpose, what is the importance of this provision, and as to who determines the number of days and the number of months, why is it 30 days, why is it 30 months, and not other figures that can be used. So, again, Mr. President, I wish to be clarified what is the essence, the importance of this provision, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Catalan. Good, Honorable Enteles.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sa pag-determine sa number of days, ani Mr. President, I don't know who is the author of this ordinance, previous ordinance, sa original ordinance ani, but sa nag-determine ani after 30 days from the time of birth but not more than 3 months, ang nag-propose ani karon si Honorable Dizon Namuwag. Regarding sa fees, sa mga charges, nana ni siya daan, but gipropose for amendment ni Honorable Dizon Namuwag na ang letter A, timely, within 1 month from the date of birth or the date of death, free na siya, and letter B, after 30 days from the time of birth or the time of death, but not more than 3 months. So, unsa pa ganitong isa nga pangutanan niya, Mr. President? Nakakuan ko. Yeah. Pwede na ko ipausab, Mr. President, ang pangutanan ni Honorable Catalan.
Moment to. What is the ano lang daw about this ordinance who determined after the 30 days?
Daan naman gud ni Mr. President, kuan lang nato. Actually, naana ni siya charges, daan, naana siya kani nga time man usab lang nato nga i-free nato, Mr. President.
Free
of charge within kaning
1
timely within 1 month, tapos after 30 days from the time of birth but not more than 3 months. Pero Mr. President, I would just like to add that during the committee meeting that was done, I think 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, after the public hearing, the committee members reiterated that murag na ay problema after 30 days from the time of birth but not more than 3 months. Murag ang gusto lang sa committee members, including me also, na ipa-amend nato ning kaning tanggalon nato ning B sa section 260A ug sa 260B. Tama ba? Yes.
So, A, timely within 1 month from the date of death.
Yes, Mr. President. Ang letter A lang atong i-free of charge.
B will be deleted.
Opo, Mr. President.
Okay. Any more? Any more additions? No more? Honorable Catalan?
Perhaps, Mr. Chair, if the Honorable Namwag would like to share something, considering that he is the primary author of this, if the floor will recognize, to supplement the manifestations made by Honorable Intiles, if you will acknowledge.
Honorable Presiding Officer, kindly to acknowledge the distinguished gentleman from Barangay Visayas, Honorable Namuwag.
Okay, good. Honorable Namuwag?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President. Based on the proposed ordinance, we propose the free birth registration and free death registration. But based on the committee hearing and also with the public hearing, it was being appealed by our department head with the city civil registrar that if ever so then this can be approved. She recommended only for the free timely registration. For one reason, it is only Panabo City that has been charging this time for birth and death registration. Even nearby municipalities and cities are charging it for free. But letter B, after 30 days and 3 months, she recommended really for deletion because it really will affect the collection also or the income of the department, which they are also trying to come up with target collection that will support also with the income of the city.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Nawag. Any, go ahead, Honorable Catalan. Any more?
So, Mr. President, so I wish I have to. Okay. Mr. President, in order to clarify, no, letter B states that after 30 days, but not more than 3 months from the date of birth or death,
Yes.
there is no payment.
As I proposed, but based on the committee hearing and a public hearing, it was being appealed by the department head of the CCR that letter B shall be deleted. And what shall only be pursued is only letter A, free, timely registration for birth and death, because it is the only one practiced by the nearby cities and municipalities.
Okay. So,
Okay, go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead.
so Mr. President, I am a bit confused because the honorable the honorable Namuag now is saying that they will introduce an amendment to the they are planning to amend this proposed ordinance by deleting section letter B. Is that correct?
Okay, go ahead, Honorable Namuag.
Again.
I am proposing this particular A and B, but as I would like to stress, based on the committee hearing, committee meeting, and public hearing, it was being appealed really that letter B shall be deleted.
So what's the pleasure of the committee?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was confused.
Well, it has to pass through with this honorable body, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Ch-
Okay, go ahead, Honorable Catalan.
Okay naman. Tuloy, okay lang.
That's it for now, Mr. Chair. I'll give the others
Alright.
a chance.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Catalan.
All right, Honorable Presiding Officer, at this juncture, kindly do acknowledge Honorable Wendell Enad,
Okay, go ahead, Honorable Enad.
the legendary.
Following the question of Honorable Catalan, Mr. Chair, granting and assuming that we will approve the proposed amendment, including paragraph A and paragraph B. I'm just a little confused, Mr. Chair, because we are providing free of charge timely registration of death and birth, which is within 1 month from birth and death, and we are also providing free of charge after 30 days from death, but not more than 3 months. Now, why can't we just provide, if we will...
Within 3 months.
Oh,
Okay, go ahead.
Why can't we just provide free of charge, granting without admitting that we will go with this proposal, free of charge for 3 months from registration of death of birth, because this will provide confusion, Mr. Chair. The gist of the purpose is also the same. We're providing for timely and we're providing for after 30 days.
Fast learning.
So,
As a following question, Mr. Chair, I am also confused with the primary author of this, the great Dizon Namuang, because he's a little bit confused. He's planning to modify, and he is now passing the ball before this body. Now, I would like to request Honorable Namuang to be resolved, no, of his plan on this proposed measure.
okay, thank you. Go ahead, Honorable Namuag.
Okay, a minute of recess, Mr. Chair.
Okay, 1 minute recess of the chair.
Okay.
Session resume.
At this juncture, Honorable Presiding Officer, kindly do acknowledge Honorable Wahid, Debona Humamin. Okay, is that ready? All right. Okay, the Honorable Proponent, Honorable Presiding Officer, Honorable Hintiles.
Okay, good. Honorable Hinteles.
Mr. President, Mr. Floor Leader, are we in the amendment portion already?
Not yet. Just do the remarks lang by deleting the letter B.
Okay, Mr. President, during the recess, it was it was tackled earlier that the letter B of section 260A and 260B should be deleted. And the letter A should be changed to timely within 30 days. It was adjusted by Honorable Humamil. Timely within 30 days from the date of birth. And A timely within 30 days from the date of death.
Sorry, I forgot. One question lang.
Opo.
Pag February, sama na. March 2. 30 days, literal. Oh. Okay.
We will just count 30 days, Mr. Chair.
30 days. Okay.
Opo.
All right. Now, therefore, Honorable Presiding Officer, debate and interpellation is now closed. Open the period of amendments.
The period of debate and interpellation is now closed. We're now in the period of amendments.
Honorable Presiding Officer, can you do acknowledge the Honorable Proponent, Honorable Intilas?
Okay, go ahead, Honorable Hinteles.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to propose an amendment, Mr. President, particularly in section 260A, timely dash open parenthesis within 30 days from the date of birth, close parenthesis. And letter B, if we could please delete this item. And on section 5, and on section 260B, registration of death certificate, letter A, timely, the same as section 260A, timely dash open and close, open parenthesis within 30 days from the date of death, close parenthesis. And also we would delete the letter B, the item B. Mr. Chair. I so move, Mr. Chair.
To sue by Honorable Hinteles, duly seconded by Honorable Blaser, Honorable Humamil, Honorable Martino, and Honorable Catalan. Any comments, amendments, objections? Hearing none, the motion stated by Honorable Hinteles by deleting section letter B of section 260 and 260B and changing it in the 1 month to 30 days, timely to within 30 days is hereby duly carried and approved.
Period of amendment is now closed.
Period of amendments now closed. Those who are in favor of the said ordinance for second reading, can you please raise your hand? Madam Secretary, can you please count?
Thank you, Mr. President. In favor for the second reading of the said ordinance, your hands please. Honorable Duhali, the proponent Honorable Hinteles, Honorable Namuag, Honorable Blase, Honorable Matutino, Honorable Carisma, Honorable Catalan, Honorable Bangoy, Honorable Pamisaran, Honorable Ranain, Honorable Attorney Humamil, and Honorable Attorney Ena. All voted favorably, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Madam Secretary. Proposed City Ordinance Number 17, Series 2020, amending Section 260A, B, and 261 of City Ordinance Number 4-09, or the Revised Revenue Code of 2009 of Panabo City, is hereby duly carried and approved.
For second reading, yeah. All right, Honorable Presiding Officer, we have nothing for the unassigned business, and for the third and final reading, we have also none. For the assignment, announcement rather, anybody from this chamber would like to do an announcement? Honorable Dizon Namuag is raising his hand, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Okay, good, Honorable Namuag.
Okay, Mr. President, and the honorable members of this council, I would like to thank for the support of such an ordinance. Okay, thank you very much.
Still on second reading.
The Honorable
Di kayo
Proponent,
ipabalik bago ni Puloy good sa kuwan. Kapoy na kayo.
Honorable Proponent Catalan.
Okay, good, Honorable Catalan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Majority Floor Leader. To the members of the Committee on Social Services and Finance, our joint committee hearing tomorrow, November 17, 1 p.m., was rescheduled and be moved on on November 23, Monday at 1 p.m. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, the Secretary to the Sangguniang, there's none. It's your time, Honorable Presiding Officer.
No announcements from the chair. Thank you.
All right, Honorable Presiding Officer, past 30 minutes past before an hour, the hour of 11. I move to adjourn this 26 regular
Trustee
session.
by Honorable Duhali, duly seconded by Honorable Blase, Honorable Catalan. Any comments, amendments, objections? Hearing none, session adjourned exactly 11:30 a.m.